Hello students, myself Anirban Basurai Chaudhuri, Lab Assistant Department of Chemistry, Jazz College of Engineering, Kalyani. And you are watching the lab video. The paper name is Chemistry 1 Lab. The paper code is for first semester CH191 and for second semester this is CH291. And this lab is for BTech first year students.
Hello students, today I am going to discuss about a very interesting experiment that is the salt analysis. Now this is a qualitative experiment. You know there are two types of analyses are there, like quantitative and qualitative. So we have done many quantitative experiment in that particular analysis, like different titration. The quantity is required. That means how much volume, what are the different volume is there. And that means that are required for quantitative. That means quantity is required. But in qualitative experiment, the quantity is not required. Only we will find out the constituents of a compound. Okay, so this is a qualitative analysis. Today in this particular experiment, we will see the different types of tests which are available for estimation of the cations in a sample. Now you know the cations are also called the basic radicals. Now why it is called basic radicals? Can you know why it is called the basic radicals? The thing is like that. If the particular cations, if it is dissolved in water, it will produce the bases. For example, if we take Na plus ion, sodium ion, and if we dissolve sodium ion in the water, what happens? It will produce sodium hydroxide, which is a base. And like that, if we take K plus potassium ion, then it will produce KOH, potassium hydroxide. And if we take calcium, then calcium hydroxide will be produced, which are base. That means if the cations are dissolved in water, they will produce bases. That's why it is also called the basic radicals. I think all of you know that. Now in this particular experiment, we'll see in this experiment we'll see the different types of methods are done in order to detect the cations in the or basic radicals in a given sample. Now we have to take first of all we have to take we are doing the known test or known sample. Now why known sample? Why I am telling this the known sample? Look, unless and until if you see what are the criteria are there or what are the criteria. If it is not known to you, you cannot able to do the test or able to predict for the unknown sample. Okay. For example, sodium. You know, sodium gives in the flame test. If we do the sodium test, sodium gives golden yellow flame. Now, if it is not known to you or not known to us, then if some samples are unknown samples are given, and we'll do the flame test and we'll get I'll see that golden yellow flame is there. And how can we say confirmly that it is sodium? So that means as per the rule, first of all we have to take the known sample and known test. Then from that known test and understanding properly then we go towards the unknown sample tests. Okay, so first of all we have to do the known test or known sample. Clear? Now there are multiple types of tests are there, like borax bead test, charcoal block test, then dry heating test, and confirmatory test, preliminary test, that is the wet test. So that means so many tests are there. So if we do all the tests, it will take at least 1 month for me to complete the lecture or the practical, and it will also bore you. So whatever what we will do the test which is very much required for determining or detecting the unknown sample cations, or which are mandatory. It is much mandatory, so that without doing that particular test we will not able to detect or able to know the cation from the of a given sample. So what test we are doing? We will do flame test, then the wet test, that is preliminary test, and also confirmatory test. That three tests we will do according to group. So first of all, let's see for flame test what happened. So continue to see the video. Okay. Okay, students. So let's start the flame test, and just see what happened if we take a salt. That means we have to take a platinum iron, okay, and concentrated HCl. So concentrated HCl is taken in a watch glass, okay. Then what you have to do? First of all, that platinum iron should be dipped into that HCl, concentrated HCl. Then we have to dip in some different salt and see what happened. Okay. So students, you can see there is a burner. Okay, this is the oxidizing flame. Okay, and those are the salts are taken. Different salts like sodium, potassium, barium, calcium, and copper. Now one by one, I will show you what happened. First, you dip the platinum wire and clean it like this. Then you have to take it. A little bit salts are taken, and see what happens. Look, golden yellow flame is there. Can you see the golden yellow flame? Long golden yellow flame is there for sodium. Okay, so this is for sodium. Then next one, again we have to immerse that into HCl and dip into next salt, that is potassium salt, and look what happens. Take a little bit salt. See, little violet color is there. See, some violet color is there. Yeah, some little bit violet color is there. Carefully if you see, students, now see potassium A faint violet color is there. Look. Okay. Now the next one, if we take barium, then what? It should be apple green. Can you see? Apple green color. Okay. The next one, if we take calcium, then it should be brick red. Okay, so brick red color is there. Then if we take copper salt, okay, so it is copper salt, bluish green color. Understood? So these are the flame test. Okay, students. So you already saw that if we take a platinum and dip into HCl, then if we take little bit salt to the flame, different color will be shown. This is the flame test. So see in the next part when we discuss about the wet test. Okay, students. Now I am going to show you the wet test. Okay, a known wet test of known salt. That is the first of all the preliminary test and then the confirmatory test, one by one. Now see the video carefully and watch the color change or whatever show you. So this is about the wet test. So first of all, you have to wash all the, you have to take the test tubes, okay, and one by one you have to take in the known salt. Then you have to make the solution of that, okay. Then we will show you how the test is going on. Yeah. So first of all, we are taking some ammonium salt. So test for ammonia, NH4+. First of all, you have to take a salt. Wash this tube. Ammonia salt. Then you have to make a solution by adding some distilled water in it, like this. Okay. Then by a test tube holder, you can use test tube holder because you have to heat that solution. So first the preliminary test of ammonium. So first of all, we are making a solution of ammonium salt. Then little bit dilute NaOH we have to add. And look what happens. So dilute NaOH is there. Then we have to heat the solution. We have to heat it and just in a burner. Then you see some pungent smell is coming. And if you dip a glass rod into a HCl, look, white fume is coming. What happened? You have to heat it little bit, then look, white fume is coming. That is ammonium chloride. That means ammonia is there. Heat it. and dip a glass rod into concentrated HCl, and if you keep it at the mouth of that whatever gas is there, so white fume is coming, that means ammonia is present. Okay, so this is the preliminary test. A pungent smell is coming also, and if we dip a glass rod and into the HCl, concentrated HCl, and keep it at the mouth of that particular test tube, so what gas is there, it will be react with that particular HCl, and white fume is coming, that is ammonium chloride. Fume is ammonium chloride. So this is the preliminary test. Now what we have to do? We have to add Nessler reagent. Nessler reagent. If we add Nessler reagent in it, see what happens. You see, some PPT is coming. Chocolate brown PPT. Okay, that means ammonia is present. That is confirmed. This is the confirmatory test. So first of all, the preliminary test, you have to take a test tube. Then you have to take some ammonium salt of ammonia, and then you have to make a solution. Then you have to add some little bit NaOH, dilute NaOH. That is the preliminary test. And if we one pungent smell is coming, and if we heat that solution by a gas burner, and if we dip a glass rod inside a concentrated HCl, and if we keep it at the mouth of that particular test tube, whatever gas is evaporated, so it will be white fume is coming. That is the preliminary test. That means that white fume is for ammonium chloride. Then for confirmatory test, we have to add some Nessler reagent and chocolate brown PPT is there. Clear? This is the test for ammonia. Now the next one. Now students, the next test will be test for copper. So for this, first of all, we have to take a copper salt, known salt of copper, in a test tube. And prepare the solution. Copper salt, and prepare the solution. For now to divide that solution into two parts. One is for preliminary test, another is for confirmatory. For this is a copper salt. Then for preliminary test, we have to add sodium hydroxide, dilute sodium hydroxide in it. Okay. You see, copper hydroxide will be split out. Copper hydroxide will be there. Here, this is the precipitation of copper hydroxide. Look, blue color precipitation. Actually, sky color. Okay. Next, this is the preliminary test of copper salt. Now, copper, you can write down after getting that precipitation. You can write down. Maybe copper is present. Now for confirmatory test, in another part, you have to add potassium ferrocyanide. This is the another part of copper solution. And look, chocolate brown PPT is there. You see? Can you see? Yeah. So chocolate brown PPT is prepared. Then you can write down in the confirmatory test that copper ion is present. Okay, the ion is confirmed. So if chocolate brown PPT is there, then it is confirmed that copper is present. Clear? So this is the test for copper. Now the next one, test for lead. For lead, again we have to take some salts of known salts of lead. Lead. We are taking lead acetate here. Take with salt and prepare the solution. So lead salts are taken. Then prepare the solution. Okay. Now for preliminary test, we have to add again some sodium hydroxide, dilute sodium hydroxide. Okay, you see, white precipitations are there. Okay, so white color precipitation, lead hydroxide. So this is the preliminary test of lead. Okay. Okay. Then what we have to do for confirmatory test? We have to take salt again, lead salt. We have to prepare the solution. Prepare the solution and divide into two parts. Make the solution. Divide into two parts. In one part, we are giving potassium iodide. This is for confirmatory test of lead. Solutions are prepared, divided into two parts. Then you have to add potassium iodide. Look, yellow color PPT is coming. You can see. Okay. So yellow color is coming. Okay. In the other part, we are having potassium chromate. This is also a lead solution. Then we are adding potassium chromate. Look, very good yellow color. Okay. See, this is the after adding potassium chromate, you see very beautiful yellow color precipitation. That means for preliminary test of lead, you have to take a sample of lead, known sample of lead. Then you have to make the solution and little bit heat it, and then after cool it down, you have to add some dilute HCl. Very faint white color precipitation is there. It is for lead chloride. And then another test tube. This is the preliminary test. And in the second part, you have to take a test tube and make a solution of lead again, and divide into two parts. In one part, you have to add potassium iodide. Very faint yellow color is coming. That is also one type of precipitation. And in other part, if we add potassium chromate, very bright yellow color or good yellow color precipitation is there. Okay. Now the third one. Whenever we are doing that practical, in your practical copy, you have to note down everything. That means what are the observation for preliminary test, and after getting the preliminary test observation, just write down maybe this salt is present, this ion is present, like ammonium is present or lead is present, and after confirmatory test, you can write down it is confirmed that ion is confirmed. Okay. Now the next one, the third one is iron. So for iron, again we have to take some salt of iron. Prepare the solution by adding some distilled water in it. Now we divide into two parts. Same method. One part we are adding, it is the preliminary test of iron, adding some NaOH, little bit NaOH. So ferric hydroxide precipitation is there. Okay. Now brown color precipitation. Okay. That is the preliminary test. So you cannot confirm it. So you can say the iron is present. Now in the another part. This is the another part. In the another part, we have to add potassium ferrocyanide. Now look what happens. Look, Prussian blue color is coming. Okay. After adding potassium ferrocyanide, in the another part, Prussian blue color precipitation is there. That means iron is confirmed. Then this is the confirmatory test. So first of all, we have to take iron salt. We are taking here some ferric salt. We are taking ferric chloride. Okay, and make the solution. We are dividing into two parts. One for preliminary test. We are adding NaOH. So ferric hydroxide brown color precipitation is coming. You can say or you can write down maybe iron is present. But whenever we take in the another part of the solution. It is a confirmatory test. We are adding potassium ferrocyanide, 1 or 2 drops Prussian blue color is coming. So it will be confirmed that in that particular salt iron is present. Clear? Now the next one is zinc. So same process. We have to take zinc salt. 1 second. Spatula. Right. Then take a little bit zinc salt. Make a solution. Then again you divide into two parts. Same method. Okay. In that part, you have to add again NaOH, diluted NaOH. That is the preliminary test. So zinc hydroxide, faint white color precipitation is there, colloidal precipitation. See, colloidal precipitations are there if we add NaOH in it. See, now in the another part, we have to add, that is the preliminary test. Okay, so we are adding a little bit NaOH, dilute NaOH. So some precipitations are done, that is for zinc. Then for confirmatory test, we have to add again some potassium ferrocyanide. See what happens. See, white color precipitation is coming. Okay, so precipitation is coming. So it is confirmed that zinc is present. Okay, so you can write down in the confirmatory test zinc is present. The same method again, you have to prepare the solution of zinc. You are into two parts. In one part we are adding dilute NaOH and white color precipitation, colloidal precipitation is coming, that is for zinc hydroxide. And if we add potassium ferrocyanide, then again colloid white precipitation of zinc is coming, that is zinc is confirmed. Now the last one is for nickel. So again we have to take some non-nickel salt in a test tube. A little bit nickel salt. Then prepare a solution. Again you divide into two parts. Now in first part, that is a preliminary test, we are adding NaOH, dilute NaOH. See, again white color precipitation is there. Little bit, sorry, it is greenish precipitation. See, some green precipitation is there, green color. So it is not confirmed, that you can write down maybe nickel is present. Now the interesting one, very colorful precipitation is coming. Now another part of that nickel solution, nickel salt solution, if we add DMG and see what happens. 1 drop of DMG. See, rose red. So rose red precipitation is coming. Okay, so after adding DMG, clear? So it is confirmed that nickel is present. Okay, so for nickel, again you have to add, take a nickel salt, no nickel salt. Then you have to prepare a solution, and after preparing the solution, then divide into two parts. For preliminary test, we have to add a little bit dilute NaOH in it, and see green color precipitation is coming. Green color precipitation is coming, and another part, that is the preliminary test. And for confirmatory test, if we another part of that solution, nickel solution, if we add DMG, 1 drop of DMG, and you see rose red color precipitation is coming. It is confirmed that nickel is present. So students, this is the all about our practical, that is the confirmatory test and preliminary test, that is the dry wet test of the cations, okay, or basic radicals. So
now students, I am going to show you one example that how we'll go to how will actually write down or represent your copy. So I'm giving I'm telling about one sample. I'm giving one example. Suppose this is the experiment. This is the qualitative experiment of inorganic salt, and we are testing that and the basic radical NH4 plus. What we have done today. Okay, so we have to write down first that aim like this. The test for basic radicals, then the physical properties. That means if the salts are given, unknown salts are given, we are doing that practical by known salt. But whenever you given some unknown salt, then you have to write down that physical properties like the color. For that particular ammonium salt, the color will be white. Then the odor characteristics, some characteristic smell. For ammonium, if for some salts, you will see, you will check that smell like pungent, like smell. Then the texture, it is crystalline, and solubility, it is soluble in water. Those are the physical properties. Then the chemical tests. That means the weight test, preliminary test, and confirmatory test. So here you have to make a table like experiment, observation, and inference. So first of all, in the experiment preliminary test, we are taking small amount of sample in the test tube and dilute NaOH is added. What happened? Pungent smell is coming. Already you saw that, okay? And after then, if you dip a glass rod in the concentrated HCl, and if you keep it near the mouth of the test tube, what happened? You dense white fume. White fume will be coming. That is for ammonium chloride. So you can write down in the inference part, ammonium NH4 plus might be present or may be present. Okay, you cannot confirm it. And then for confirmatory test, what you have to take a small amount of sample in a test tube and dilute NaOH is added, and you can warm it little bit, and if you add Nessler reagent little bit, then brown PPT is coming. Okay, if brown PPT is coming in that manner, then you can confirm it or write down NH4 was present and confirm. So this is the way of writing. Okay, then after that, some chemical reaction you can write down also. Like first of all, ammonium chloride plus NaOH. So NaCl, the ammonia is evolving. That's why some pungent smell is coming. And for next part, for that part, after dipping that rod in the HCl, concentrated HCl, so ammonium chloride will be formed. That is the for dense fume, white fume. Okay, and if we add Nessler reagent in present in that particular solution, so brown precipitation is coming. Okay, so this was the reaction of that particular salt testing of ammonia. So in that manner, you have to represent. Okay, this is one sample. For each case, you have to submit it like this. Okay, students. So this is all about the practical of qualitative analysis of inorganic salt of a basic radical. I think all of you enjoy that practical very much. Now, see you in the next class. Okay, thank you.